is Ben from Common Knives, and you're listening to the High Carbon Podcast.
Welcome, guys. We are back. We have a guest tonight, but before we get to our guest, we're going to talk quickly about our week. By the time this airs next week, I will be full time, guys.
Hooray!
Next week on
Congratulations.
on, Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, it'll be nice to not have to worry about work and my main job. Also, that'll be cool. Couple new things that are up. I got Gadavics heavy online for people etching stainless Damascus. All that stuff is ready to go. Put the labels and all that crap on. Albert likes my labels because you can restick them on stuff. Yeah, it's about it for this week. I've been going through insurance stuff and making sure that I got everything ready for going full-time insurance. Things are crazy. If you guys have are full-time and you want to really scare the shit out of yourself, talk to somebody about all the insurance that you should be having to cover your not only like your equipment, but if it's like your shop's attached to the house and something happens to it, you're probably not covered. Albert, I'm sure you guys know all about all that crap you got to do, the business insurance and your tools, and you got students, people in the shop too, so you probably have a whole bunch more.
Yeah, we have a guy who's a friend of ours who works at an insurance company, and he insured us and our equipment for all kinds of stuff or things that can happen.
Yeah, one of the important things, I think, there's a business interruption insurance. So if something happens to you and you're unable to work for a while, at least you get income coming in, like a normal paycheck. Yeah, that's about it for insurance. I hate insurance. I don't really want to talk about it. I'm not a professional. It's just a shitload of crap that I've been doing this week with insurance and trying to figure all that stuff out. So that was pretty much my week. How about Mr. Baltic Blades? What were we up to this week?
I did a reel for our podcast. Finally, because you were roasting me in our group chat that I promised to do it's more than a year ago. I think I promised to do. So the timer, the clock has reset. So, we will say, hopefully next week I will do some more. So it's fine. Tested out my new workflow for doing video editing. Basically, I have a powerful PC at my apartment, which is almost always on, and I use Parsec software, which is basically lets me remote into the computer, and it's really nice, really low latency. I can do all my 3D modeling, do with that, and I also tested out the workflow in video editing, so I'm able to shoot video on my phone in my workshop, upload it locally into my computer that I got at the workshop because it's a crap PC. And due to other software, blah, 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 IT stuff, it is also available in my station PC, the powerful computer, and I can, using Parsec, I can basically edit it, and I can download it to my phone, pretty easy peasy. And it's not like Google Drive or Google Photos. It's all non-compressed raw files. So it worked wonderfully. I love it. It's great. Finally test out the full pipeline. So it's working out really nicely. And I was just doing some more testing with the passivation process that I told about in the last episode, but it's still ongoing, but the results are really promising. It works great. I mean, it's not fully stain on, but at N690 at 61 HRC, it is prone to some corrosion only. It's like the best solution would be to have it polished. Like polished surface does not take rust, and sandblasted surface is the opposite of polished. So but I love the look. So you have to deal with that. So it will be by its nature more prone to corrosion. And I was doing a lot of research into tumbling. And I remember we talked on some episode past, especially with Albert, that it would be nice to get the, let's say, 120p grit grind marks out of the bevel of the blade, do with tumbling without any handwork. And I kept thinking about it. It would be cool. but it's abrasion, and that abrasion that removes the scratches also works everywhere on the knife blank itself, and that would round the spine. And then what should I do? I should regrind it, but then the finish is all off because you have the flats that are tumbled and yada yada yada. So I was thinking more going to the direction of doing an aesthetic tumbling and maybe just surface polishing. So with a very light and hard ceramic media or maybe silicon carbide media, just lightly polishing. And I really want to be under or in between 2 and 4 hours of tumbling. So not too big cycles of tumbling, just to get a nice aesthetic. And I talked with some other makers and they say that the tumbled surface, the blades are so nice to touch because they are very, very smooth, very glossy. So I'm just Googling, ChatGPTing, Clauding all of the medias, asking what the fuck should I do, and trying to figure out, because there are so many different media, different kinds of media, especially you can buy like super expensive plastic one and use like an additive with a grit and abrasive for polishing, blah, blah, blah. So I'm in that rabbit hole. While doing that, I was doing Gadavics sheath work, made some molds. Now I can pump out a lot of varnish sheaths, and due to thermal bullshit, which does not allow for the sheath to cool down quickly, I can change out the molds and continue production, and I can, have some quite solid numbers of sheaths per day. So it's good. It's exciting. I'm super excited about that. So that was my week. It was a good week. How about you, Albert?
We had a class again, a knife making class this time, not a forging class, where so much stuff went wrong. So it was the worst class we had so far. The first thing that broke was the carbide platen from one of our belt grinders.
So expensive. Oh my God. And you cannot get any more of them, right?
Yeah, I ordered 3. The day it broke, I think I ordered 3 from Keith.
Yeah.
And we already got them, so thank you. That was super fast shipping. But it was when the student was grinding, so we had the belt grinder tilted, and the guy was grinding, and I heard, because I was in the grinding room next to him, and I heard something falling down on the floor, and I looked, and it was the carpet platen. It was in pieces, so we got lucky. Nothing happened, so no one got hurt. But we got lucky because the belt grinder was tilted to its side, right? So I don't know what would have happened if the belt grinder would have been upright.
And so tilted on its side, it just slid down and hit the floor instead of sliding into the wheels.
Exactly, yeah. So we got lucky there. But of course, first machine down, okay? Then when we did the finish grinding, we fried VFD. So second belt grinder down. So 2 of our white belt grinders were out of order at this point. And then it was a knife making class, not a forging class. So students were allowed to pick their kind of steel they wanted to use for the knife. So all kinds of Damascus steels. And one guy picked, and we didn't see that before, one guy picked a wrought iron. So wrought iron billet. So austenitic, not martensitic stuff. But funny thing, we did all the heat treatment, we did the hardening, the tempering, just to find out when we were finished grinding it that it was pure wrought iron. By then it was like, since it was 11 people in a knife making class, so that's a lot of people. So it was 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we had to start over with this guy from scratch. So to get another piece of steel, and we had to do all the stuff again: profiling, preheat treatment, drilling, hardening, tempering, and then the finish grind same day. Yeah, on Saturday. So it was a very long day on Saturdays, and I'm pretty sure that's not all that went wrong. Yeah, one guy forgot to do the preheat grind. A lot of stuff went wrong, but we managed and we pulled through. So everyone went home with a nice knife on Sunday. But I was so frustrated on Saturday.
Imagine. So you guys are going to have to mark all your wrought iron steel so that doesn't happen again?
It was marked, but he took it out of the steel rack, and no one checked whether or not it was what he picked. Because we told him this is the Damascus steel, this is the laminates, and he picked something else, obviously. Yeah, that was the class. Saturday, Sunday. Then it was my mom's birthday. We went out for dinner and we had drinks and cake and coffee yesterday. And the day before that, I mean, it's a more private thing, but the day before that, I bought a boat, a canoe. So because it's so hot, so we also want to get on the lake. So we've been paddling the last couple of days.
Captain.
Yeah, because the lake is like 2 minutes away from where we live.
So nice. Congratulations of becoming a captain.
Thank you.
That's the epic achievement.
I'll send you pictures to make
thank you.
to make you jealous.
I will. I mean, Austria is so beautiful. Do send pictures.
I will. Yeah.
Sounds like you might be setting yourself up to go duck hunting.
On the lake, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a hunter.
But you're a shooter. You got a canoe.
I could give it a go. I give it a try at some point. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose my gun license if I do that. So I'd rather not.
Well, should we introduce our guest?
Yeah,
let's go.
So if anybody reads, and I know I'm probably the only one that reads the show descriptions, this was a little hint in last week's episode at the very end. We have a previous Knife Show Austria Best Knife of Show winner, and just recently for the Solingen Knife Show, he won the Kukri with a twist. We have Mr. Marco Gadavics from Austria with us tonight. Welcome to the show, Marco.
So thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here. I heard your podcast the last weeks, a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know before, really, at Knife Show after Knife Show. Paulie told me about the podcast, and it was the first time I heard podcast, in fact. So it's cool to be here.
So you don't usually listen to podcasts
the
first time?
No, never.
Okay. Yeah, I maybe listen to too many podcasts. Sometimes I have them going like crazy in the background, and it's a nice change of pace to put some music on when you're working sometimes instead of just listening to people babbling.
Yeah.
But anyway, for some of our listeners who might not know who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you have some schooling background in blacksmith and some blacksmiths in the family also, right?
Yes, it was my first education. I did the same school like Martin Huber. It's in Steyr, so it's in the near from me. And I heard from this school, and I wanted to do something with my hands. And when I saw this, it was the right way. I go there for the 4 years. But in fact, after the school, I know there would be only some companies, and they have always some familiar background, so you don't get the job in the near or something. Yeah. So I did some other educations as a welder and also as a tool maker, but I always did the forging at the Christmas market. So I never. I always did something in this direction, and then it was I think 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I had this idea to build me an workshop, because I always was standing outside with the coal forge, and it was always, when it was raining you can go, when it snows you can go. So it was crazy, and I wanted to do more in this direction again, and so I built this workshop, and it was the idea was to do more blacksmithing and not knife making. So I collected some new tools for the blacksmithing, and then I met Martin Huber, because I didn't know him, because he was too young that I know him. When I go to school, he wasn't there already. And I met him at the workshop at our old teacher. And I spoke about 2 hours with him about knife making. And then I thought, yeah, okay, I can try this also, because I don't want to stay on to go only on the Christmas market. So I want to do something under the year also. Yeah. And Martin showed me the way to go in knife making. He informed me about the belt grinder. So I don't know, I never had something before. Because in fact, in school, every guy makes some knives, but the knives we make was filing the knife, and we did the mass steel with an old file and some mild steel or something. So that was nothing. You do it, and when you did it, you know, okay, that is not so funny. So, but now with the equipment, it's cool.
So you got your first taste of the belt grinder from Martin, and then did you try and build one yourself, or did you just buy one? Or
Yeah, but I bought these from the Kleine Messerladen. That was the first one, and with the whole equipment, I think. And a few years later, I have now also one from Tobin. So it's like Martin's shop. It's a cool combination. But yeah, dreaming from the next one, I don't know. It's always the same. When you have
always,
something, you want the next one. That's
Very
and
nice.
so I started, yeah, with some mono steel blades, and don't know what I do so really. And I was always visiting Martin because he's in the near from me, and yeah, I am always in his workshop and asking some questions and so on, driving home and trying again, and yeah. So it's now 4 times ago, and yeah, knife show was my first the first time I go from the workshop outside. I said to Martin because in fact I didn't know any of the other makers, and it was my first show, and yeah, it was great for me to meet the other guys, to see what they do, and yeah, and also the prize I won there. This was
Was that your first time ever going to a knife show, or just your first time exhibiting?
no, a year before I was at Ypsitz at the Messermarkt Ypsitz. It was my first show where I was a visitor, and yeah, I was the first guy inside and the last guy outside. I thought about, yeah, it was also really cool, and yeah, and then knife show. Yeah, and last
so
year I was also then with Martin in October to Blade Show West. It was also really cool.
in Texas.
And in oh no, not Texas, in Utah. It's also cool show. We were there, and I took about 5 knives with me, and I sold them all. And so both Martin and I sold out there, and so we had enough time to spend the money again on some wood and tools and something else.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, always.
So I think you also have a distributor that sells some of your knives in the US. Did you get that connection through the Blade Show, or?
What do you mean?
I think you sell through West Knife Works, something like that. New West Knife Works.
I don't know. I know the guy. His name is, I think, Fiddler or the Diddler or something, and he took 4 of the knives. But we have some, and another guy was there who bought one. Yeah, it was really cool. It was my first that somebody takes so much. Don't know. Maybe I heard something once time again from him. That would be nice. And next year I fly to Texas, showing the want to see this show again.
I'd also like to get to the Texas show. Albert, I think you had Marco at your shop recently. What did you guys work on? Is that still a secret?
You have to ask Marco why he visited us.
It's not. Yeah, it is. In my main shop, there will be next year something different, and I want to go this way. And so I said I will invest some money more in the workshop. I have an old power hammer. I want a new one, and I heard from the Reiter 75 kilo, and yeah, I want this power hammer.
So Albert and Andy are gonna recondition a power hammer for you.
Yeah, that's the first step.
Nice.
The first step.
A 75 kilogram Kuhnreiter power hammer. They are very, very rare. That's the first and only 75 kilogram ram weight Reiter we've seen on the market. The 34, the 50 are quite common, but the 75 is very rare. And the good thing is it's a very small machine. So it has a very small footprint, but a lot of power, because after all, it's a 75 kilo ram weight power hammer. but it's only like 2 meters long and a meter wide or something like that. So it has a very small footprint for such a powerful machine. Yeah, very compact.
Is this similar to the one that Fingal Ferguson bought? Just
Yes.
bigger, right?
Yeah, bigger. Fingal has the 50 kilogram Kunreiter, and that's a 75. And if you compare that to the footprint 75 Bechet has, 75 Bechet is a massive machine. It's huge. So it's much more compact if you compare it to these old power hammers, but still very powerful. It's the same type of machine Fingal has, but it's a heavier RAM with a heavier RAM, and the whole thing is bigger, of course, right? It's not just the RAM, but the whole machine is taller and has a bigger footprint and everything.
Maybe you could, for me as a novice in the power hammers, this sounds like a pretty big RAM weight, right?
Yes.
Because you said there are mostly smaller ones. What would be the go-to work with this kind of RAM weight? Would it be like billet Damascus making, or I don't know?
I mean, it's a heavy RAM for a bladesmith. So, but you can do everything with it. You can move steel, so you can use it for drawing out Damascus billets. You could even try using it for forge welding, but I would rather use a press, or if you have one. So I would recommend using a press for it. But you can move a lot of material. You could also use it for forge welding, and you can still use it for, depending on the dies you have on your hammer, but you can also use it for forging a blade into shape. So it's a very universal machine, because with a 50 kilogram or maybe a 34, right, like the small one, you can't really move a lot of metal with that. So there are awesome machines for forging a blade into shape, but there are horrible machines, or there's better machines out there for moving steel, so drawing out billets, forge welding, like big billets of steel, I mean. But with a 75, you can't do all of that. Of course, you have to be careful if you forge a blade into shape, because 75 kilogram RAM weight is 75. It's heavy, so you can also destroy your blade if you're forging a blade into shape when it gets too thin. But it's manageable. You can't do that with a power hammer, a pneumatic power hammer. So with a 75 RAM weight tire hammer or spring hammer, it's much harder, because they're very hard to control, or harder to control than a pneumatic power hammer. It's a very versatile machine.
So this was my exactly the next question. Is it like if you choose the lower RAM weight ones, like the 40 and the 35 ones, do they have finer controls than the 70 something?
No, but it's
that is here.
The controls are the same, but it's easier to fuck up stuff because of the heavier RAM. That's the difference. But the controls are the same. You have a foot pedal, and you have these valves that open up and close, and the RAM goes up and down. So the controls are exactly the same. But it's, as I said, it's easy to fuck up stuff with a heavy RAM. That's why.
But that is good. That is great, because if you get it under control, you can do a lot of work. Yeah, when you get the finesse and the efficiency, and you know how to use the machine, you can actually do a lot of work.
Yeah.
So. And you said it's the only one that you saw in the listings ever?
Yeah, that's the only one we've ever seen. It's not just me, but also Andy. That's the only one we've ever seen on the market, because they're so rare. And we even texted Angela, because we needed some drawings and plans for restoring this one. And even a guy from Angela wrote back, very, very nice machine. And they've been selling these machines. They know that they're very rare. Also, Angela has been the distributor of Kunreiter power hammers before they went out of business.
I actually do some business with them, so it's interesting to hear that. I did not know how big they are, but apparently they are pretty big, as you say.
Angela,
yeah, from Germany, right?
Yeah. It's the go-to shop for bladesmithing equipment, and it used to be the go-to shop for power hammers. I think they even sell the Anyang power hammers these days, and the presses and stuff. So and tongs, all you need for forging, basically. But it's one of the nicest machines and the most versatile machines I've seen so far. And Mark was gonna get very nice dies and stuff also. So because we have loads of dies for this hammer. So.
Yeah.
But now I'm wondering, because Marco, you're already making like some beautiful Damascus winning awards and stuff. You must have some plan with this. Is there some kind of special Damascus or something that you want to make with this? The reason why you're getting the machine?
The reason is I have this spring hammer, and the controlling is really difficult because it's not the usual way I do it. There's also not the place in my workshop to fix it and otherwise. But so in for the future, it's the hammer I will need, I think. And with the 75 kilo, you can do everything. And also, what is really nice on this machine, it's you have a lot of weight. So when you do something blacksmithing, you can also do the normal hammer inside and push it in the material. So this hammer is really cool because of the high weight was the RAM makes, and 75 kilo. I never saw it before. I didn't know about this, but I know that in the most black forging, they use the 50 kilo one, or the 35. I don't know, but they are the most used power hammer, I think, in this area. And the 75 is, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, and no, the the topic is when in the future I want to make more in this stuff, I need a power hammer with more controlling, and also 75 kilos. It would be much easier for the billets. And yeah, a few weeks before, I get also from Tobin the rolling mill. I used it now once a time. It's also one of my machines I invested, because I think from knife show we spoke a lot about what you need for forging, and you need everything. So you need a rolling mill, you need a power hammer, and you need a press. So only with these three machines you come to an end, I think. Yeah, what you can do. And the press is the next what I want to have. And I'm writing with some people, so I will see. Maybe to the end of the year, I also have the press in the workshop. But I think I will need a new workshop then after this, because the place it's really small now.
What kind of a press are you looking for?
Yeah, that's we have in Europe. I think I was looking for something over this normal 25 tons press. So rocker blade makes 25 and have some cool functions on this press, but um, I'm waiting for Shell Fire Arts for Fabian. He bought one, and I think he will get it in the next month or something. I'm asking him every week if the machine is here, because I want to know what he thinks about it. And but 25 is not enough, I think. So you will want more in the future, and 25 it's not enough. And in Tyrol there is Fiedler and some other guys. They have a lot of presses. They use more presses than power hammers, I think, and they have about 50 tons and something else. That's really heavy, but I think about 30 tons or a little bit above, that would be much better than these 25. So you can do more, and also something in the direction blacksmithing, making some houses of the axes or something else. So I need another press, and not like rocker blade. I found something in the Czech Republic who makes some presses with these four sawls. I don't know the word four. It's
columns.
Yeah, this one is also really cool and has about 30 tons. Yeah, but maybe I get something new, more cool. But about this, I don't want to say something now because it's not fixed. But maybe on the end of the year. And I can only say, when he makes this, I think I will really glad when he do this for me, because he really makes great machines, and I will see.
I think I have an idea of who it is.
Yeah.
At the knife show in Solingen, next to my table, I don't know if you got a chance to walk around. There was a company that had some tools that they make themselves, and there was a press there. Did you get a look at that press? Is that the one that you were talking about?
Yeah, I saw this also. um, I saw this a few years ago. I was looking because I was following some guy from Germany who
Mhm.
bought this, and he was really glad with this machine. But when I was there, I see it looks like not strong enough built. So I don't know. I would not. The price is cool. Yeah, the price is really cool for this
Mhm.
machine, and I think you can do something with it. But I need something more massive. I think more massive, and for the next 40 years or something.
Yeah, when you spend that kind of money, it's good to buy quality or maybe even a little bit nicer than what you think you might need, so you don't have to upgrade again in a few years
Yeah,
once you learn how to use it. I can't remember the name of the company that was selling the press, but a lot of people were interested in. I think the price was attractive, but like you said, I'm not sure for somebody that's doing it full time if that's the right machine for them. They're using it constantly all the time.
that's the reason.
Mm.
It looks not like have enough for doing it every week or something, or maybe for a few years. Then the price is okay. But I'm a guy who spent more money in the machine and have more fun with the machine and a longer time. That's the reason.
I mean, Angelo also sells a 50-ton press, but that's an annealing press for 20 grand. So that's a lot of money to spend on a press. But still, I mean, that's also a good machine.
Yeah, but it's a little bit too much. Yeah, 20
That's
is
like
too
a
much.
car, the price of a car.
Yeah. So you have to know I do it only in my free time. It's not my main job, okay? And 20K it would be too much.
I know, but it's a very nice machine. Have you seen it? The one from Angela, the
Yeah.
Anyang
I was
press 50-ton.
I have some time where I searched every press you can get in Europe, and then I saw what is good at this one and what is good at that one, and yeah, but 20K are too much. But it is really a nice press, I think.
Yeah, that's an advantage of getting to see other knife maker shops too. Albert has a nice press at his place. I'm sure you checked out all his equipment.
Oh yes, that was really nice. I I never saw so much power hammers in one workshop, and that's crazy.
Oh, look at
And
Albert's turning red now.
Nah,
that's really cool. And it's also you got it from 150 kilo RAM to I think 35. So
30,
it's like
30, yeah.
30. It's like a dream, yeah. Everybody's dreaming of a workshop like this, yeah. And you have enough space, and also the press you have to use it for the billets at first is a really cool idea. I never heard this before like that, but I also never saw a machine like that. This press you use for the welding. That's
Yeah, the
an
Set
the
the welds,
friction, that's a friction press.
Yeah.
But it's too slow for drawing out a billet. So that's why I also want to have a hydraulic press, because that's a machine we're missing. But 20K, that's
yeah
way too much. For I mean, ours is capable of pressing 80 tons, which is more than 50, obviously, but it's mechanical and not hydraulic. The hydraulic one are much easier to control than a
yeah.
mechanical one. So
That's that could be, but for welding, for the first weld,
yeah, for
it's
forge welding it
perfect.
doesn't matter. It's perfect. Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's
Because
perfect.
it's super
You go,
fast.
yeah. That
You've
I
seen
didn't
it.
recognize. Where I was there, I didn't saw what you do when you go to the power hammer and forge out, and I thought, what was this machine doing? So was really fast because you do it once and it's
Yeah,
welded, so it's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
And but I know what you mean. You need a press for doing the hydraulic press for doing other stuff. But
Mm.
for the welding, it's perfect. Yeah.
No, for forge welding, it's awesome. That's true. Yeah, because I mean, forge welding works best under a lot of pressure, and 80 tons is a lot of pressure for forge welding a Damascus billet. That's true, and
Yeah.
it's fast. That's also an advantage because it goes down so fast, and the billet doesn't cool off and stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes for very, very reliable forge welds. So we didn't have the steel delaminating on us since we had the press, since we bought the press.
Yeah, and that's really interesting. You told me this there, and I thought a lot about this and that's really cool when you have something like that. I only notice as much older machines and much bigger machines with these. You
Mm.
notice they are this old one
Yeah, yeah.
and
The
not
fly press.
yeah yeah
With the wheels. Yeah.
yeah with these wheels yeah.
Yeah.
That you never have. I would never have the place to. I saw them often because they're not really expensive when you want to buy something.
Yes. Mm.
But my workshop, I don't get it in there, so there would be not the place. You need a hall.
Yeah, here's the funny story about the press we have. We also wanted to get one of these with this big wheels, so the friction presses with the big wheels on the side. And we also we already agreed to buying this from this guy. We bought our power hammers, so this was a whole shop with a lot of stuff. And then we went to another room of this guy's shop, and he had the small compact press we own now. So we didn't get the other one, but we switched to the to the more compact one because these friction presses, they're huge. I mean, they're like 5 meters high or something. They're very hard to transport. So we've luckily we found this more compact machine in a different room at his shop. Yeah.
You need a lot of room for them. If you any of you
Yeah.
guys have ever been to Hangla's shop, he has one, and the weights, the counterweights on them are like the size of a basketball. These huge steel balls. He's got them all wrapped up in padding and stuff, so people don't get knocked out. I mean, it's easy if somebody's not paying attention, or you got a lot of students in there walking around. It can be pretty dangerous, and they don't stop very very quickly. So it'll hit you and keep pushing you around.
Yeah, and I can remember we had in the forge in the school where I was, we had one. I think I never saw one such big. I don't know what is. I think it was about 120 tons or something else, and we did some kitchen tools inside. You can press some metal sheaves in the form cold. So this was really great machine, but the place is you need so much place for such machines. Yeah, that's not normal in a workshop or the workshop what I have. You, Albert, you have a big workshop.
Yeah, but we need a big workshop for these
Yeah.
old machines. But because these old machines, they're generally speaking very, very large. I mean, just take a look at Hangla's shop with his old rolling mill. I mean, it's massive. It's huge.
I already was there at Hangler's shop, and I saw videos before where they turned there are so much handles on this machine, and I saw
Mhm.
only the videos where they put their hands on there and turn it, and I say, wow, okay, that's cool rolling mill. And when I was there, I saw it, how they used it, and then I saw at first what the machine is really. There is so much on the machine, but
Yeah.
I didn't saw it on the video. I thought it was all, and say, okay, wow, it's a big machine, but it's crazy. This thing
Yeah.
is really crazy.
But very,
In the
very
shop,
nice. But he runs it full on Damascus production. So, I mean, if you do a lot of Damascus steel and steel production, you need heavy machinery in
Yeah.
order to be efficient, I think. I mean, it doesn't make sense to do Damascus production in a small hydraulic press because it takes you forever to draw the billet and to do all the stuff you need to do. But the Tangler's shop, I mean, he runs a full on steel production.
Yeah, it told me the story where he get it, and yeah, that's an industrial machine now in his workshop.
Yeah.
I think it's only this machine because it's built for the company, for Wolfram or something else. They roll some Wolfram steel or something with that machine, so it's crazy machine. Yeah.
So you keep talking about your shop being too small. Tell us a little bit about your shop. How big is it, and what do you actually have in there right now?
So I had we have it's at my father's house. We have some separated garage, and he built 2 times to this garage, and I built the third time to this garage. So this complex is bigger than the house now,
That's
and
perfect.
yeah, it's perfect. But I had space 3 meter bright and 11 meter long. So you can imagine my workshop is like standing machines on the left and on the right side, the whole length, and you go in the middle. So two people in the workshop is possible,
Yeah.
but more it's not possible, and you always standing in the way. And but yeah, my father also give me the chance. I break through the wall to the other room. There I get I think 25 square meter more, and also on the top of the whole building there's I think about 70 square meters, but it's more for some woodwork for my father. So he always say he has no place because my machines are all everywhere. And yeah, I separated also in the workshop the forging and grinding area to the area where I have the lathe and the turning mill, because that was important for me, that not the dust is everywhere on these machines. So I try to keep them clean. And yeah, but so when you imagine in these I think 30 square meter I have it, there are everywhere these machines, and I also have the coal forge there and the equipment for um for the blacksmithing, and I can't give it away because I always do for the Christmas markets um s- some stuff, and there are some tools you would never get anymore. So I had some luck on some boards, and yeah, that's I think Angele sells something on these tools, but I had older one and they are much bigger, so I would never sell them anymore. And it was really some luck to get them. And vise so big. I have this big vise with I think 200 millimeter standing, and yeah, getting it about $250 because the seller didn't know what he sells there. So he
Yeah.
got really cool stuff there.
Yeah, machine vices are very expensive.
Yeah, I heard from the price after I bought it, and I only thought, yeah, you had luck, man. And there was plenty. You have to be fast when you saw something. You have to go there and buy it. Yeah, but I'm dreaming in future from bigger shop and maybe switching or cancel the main job and trying it to make it full-time knife making. And yeah, but that's future. I don't know if this really happens.
You're not full time. What are you doing for your main job?
Actually, I'm 10 years at the police in Austria, so
Uh-oh,
I'm
I'm out.
police officer. Ah, yeah. I know everything, Keith.
I'm sure you do.
No, I'm in a prison, police prison, and yeah, so I'm not on the street. You don't see me. Um, it's other part of the police, and I have much free time because we have these working days with 24 hours. So we are 24
Mhm.
hours in the prison, and so I have more days free time, and I go then mostly after 24 hours. We also have some time where you can sleep when the prisoner is sleeping. You also can sleep a little time, and so you come home and you can go to workshop and doing your stuff, and so I have plenty of time. But next year they want to cancel the 24 hours and making in 12 hours. So I would go much more to the work, but having not the time anymore for knife making, and I spent too much money to um, to don't do anything with these machines or with my workshop. So I would cancel
And
it.
big plans to spend a lot more. Sounds like.
Yeah, that's the way.
So since we're all talking about knives and stuff, and you're in a prison, we gotta know. Do you find some crazy handmade knives? Give the guys tips.
No, they only made something with toothbrush. I saw this. I only know this from the real prison because it's only the police prison. We have not these there's prisoner who are over years at my station or something. So
Mhm.
only I think the most is 42 days, and
Okay.
yeah, they are normal guys mostly. Every village has some guy who is a little bit different, and these guys are at our station normally.
You don't have to tell Keith that, he knows that. Every village has a guy.
I'm a little different too, yeah. No, I had when I first got out of school for air conditioning, my boss did the same thing. He had a small company. I think there was like 5 of us working for him, and he worked at a prison and did 24-hour shifts. And a lot of times he would tell us stories about stuff like that. But it
Yeah.
was high security prison, so the people that were in there for much longer sentences, so they got more time to be creative.
Yeah. They are creative, really, and they are like little children. You have to say everything what they have to do, and yeah, it's not so easy to to work with these people or to work there and seeing the people every day and
Yeah.
doing the stuff or seeing what they do or how they are or something. But it's cool. You have every day a nice story to tell the people, but I can't.
Hey, you're not supposed to, yeah.
Yeah.
But that must give you good insight into be able to reading people for like when you're doing knife shows or making sales and stuff like that. Do you find it easier to kind of read a person quicker?
Ah, I don't know if it's for sales, but yeah, it's definitely something you learn there. So last week I was with my girlfriend at some party, and there were much people, and I check every people. So it's something you can't you have it in you to check these people, and but for sales it's difficult. You see the people, maybe I can check them up and see how he wants to speak or something else. But yeah, it's not so easy in the prison. It's something I studied. I see the people, and you have 10-20 seconds to say hello. In an art you can break through this, and and he's friendly or something. Yeah, so I think about 95% where I have no problems with the people, how I be there, and how I speak with them. But at the sales, I don't know. That's difficult. It's on every show different, and the people. And I'm a lot of Christmas market. I did it
Yeah.
since I'm 15 years old, so about 17 years every year Christmas market. Last year was about 19 days Christmas market, and that's also not easy to speak all over the time the same and explain to people about. And I'm mostly also forging the little stuff,
Okay.
bottle openers and something else that the people have something to see. So I would need 1 or 2 guys more to speak about knives and somebody's forging and so on. Yeah, checking up people. Yeah, definitely an illness of mine.
So do you ever run into people at the Christmas market that were in the prison with you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met them everywhere. That's I don't know why. I'm like a magnet to see the people again, also in my free time. And they always, oh, hi, Mr. Officer, and hi.
Yeah.
And you speak a little bit with them. But at Christmas market, normally they are drunk, and that's then not so easy to handle them. And
Okay.
but yeah, it's okay. They are not some criminals normally. They are only some a little bit different to the guys you know normally. Yeah, so it's okay. You can also have a lot of fun with them in the work, so it's cool.
So, is there any new projects or anything you got in the works? I know Knife Show Austria is coming up. Will you enter your knife again or a knife again for Knife Show
Yeah,
Austria?
I thought about it because I made this cookery for Solingen, and I thought about it too. But in fact, I'm a guy who don't make a knife and give it more times to a show. So the cookery is done for me. For knife show, um, maybe I give it in Upsitz because there happened something. So it was not. I did this little tool and lost the tool for uh, the award. It was a part of the knife, and I think they didn't pack it out from the packaging I sent them. So I said to me, okay, for Upsitz, I will give it there. That's okay for me. For knife show, I didn't know what I want to do, but there are some categories more this year. I think best of the rest or something. And I will try something again. Yeah, I have to. Yeah. Martin said I have to. Yeah, I have to because I have the title and I will try
See
to
if you can
defend
keep
it
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it. But I don't know. There are a lot of more guys this year. I don't know. Thought about some dagger or something else. Yeah, but that would be nice to have the press or something or the power hammer. But yeah, in fact, with the kukri, I was really from the machines on the. As I think more is not going with these machines I use now, so I have to wait for press or for the Reiter and Kuhn power hammer. So then I would try something more. Yeah.
Well, I think Paulie wanted to know what kind of heat treating oven you're using.
And Pauli does know what I use now after knife show in Austria last year. I bought. So it's your turn. You can do. I have the kilns from Mini Hell, and it's great.
Kilns. Let's go, baby! minihell.eu. And they sponsored the show. Could you believe it? Kilns. minihell.eu. They got the next kiln for you. At checkout, you can use Carbon 5 to save the whole 5%. They got such a good variety of kilns. You can choose from soft brick, hard brick. You can choose even the controller. Easy peasy one, an expensive, fancy one with Wi-Fi capabilities. While you are on minihell.eu, you can also shop for other supplies for heat treatment, like heat treatment foil for stainless steel and some nice racks. Some really nice racks for batch hardening carbon steel. So minihell.eu. And remember, Carbon 5 at checkout to save 5%. And now, back to the show. Be like Marco. Use a minihell.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to do the readings. Paulie does an excellent job. And for the guys who's never done podcasts before, there's 4 cameras going on. Everybody's muted, and Paulie's like trying not to laugh while we're all joking and making fun of him in the background here. So he does a great job. Get a mini hell.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Oh, you want it hard? Get a mini hill.
There you go.
So,
Well,
Polly, I have one, and the first kiln I had, I sold it. I sold it because it needs, I think, more than the double time to go to the heat I need. So it's an amazing kiln. I would never, and also the price was great. Yeah, so I can only improve that for everybody to buy one of these. And I think I also was interested in an even heat, but their costs doubled or more, and I don't know if they're standing for. But I'm really glad to have one of these.
So cool. And they are super easy to maintain and also cheaper. And the name is so cool. It's not like Even Heat, unless Even Heat considers to sponsor us also. But Mini Hell, how cool is that? How cool is that? So yeah, easy maintenance, cheap price, good quality. It ticks every box.
And it's an European product, even here. It's an American product, right? So it's hard to get them over here. There's like 2 distributors for even heats over here. And in the US, they're pretty affordable, even heat kilns. But over here, they're like twice the price.
I think not only that, but the parts and availability, so that you can repair it yourself. It's great to have it locally.
Yeah, but that's most of the parts are, I think, almost all of them you can get over here as well, like thermocouples and coils and stuff. So that's just standard parts. But still, I mean, if the even heat costs like twice as much.
I mean, and in Mini Hell, you can choose 1 phase, 3 phase. And remember, for the maintenance, you don't have to buy. When you buy the coils, you get the inside bricks. So it's like a fresh new kiln, 20-minute job to change it out, apparently. Never had to do it on mine. I had it for like, 6-7 years? I don't know. So it's a lot.
Well, I think that was a pretty good show, Marco. Why don't you tell us where we can find your knives? Do you have any available all the time? A website or somewhere where people can get a hold of you?
I have a website, yes. www.messerschmiede-gadavics.com.
I'll put that in the show notes. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's. I think my name is always difficult. So, thank you for spelling it right. Yeah. Also on the shows, you saw it on Solingen. It was Gadavics without the S at the end.
Yeah.
So it's always the same, but I'm spelling my name every day, so for me it's okay.
Well, I have to be honest. I searched and then copy and pasted your name because I knew I was going to mess it up. I'm bad with names.
No, it's always the same, so it's okay for me. And I've Martin also told me at Knife Show he wanted to shout me out for the prize because he knows nobody from the other guys would spell my name right. So he said it. So you can see there more of my work, and also on Instagram with Messerschmiede Gadavics. There are the actual knives what I made. There are more of my actual work because it's not so easy for me to. I'm not the computer guy, so it's hard for me to do some pictures on my website. So
awesome. So all the listeners should go check him out if you haven't heard of him, and you can see his work in person this year at Knife Show Austria, right?
Yeah, Knife Show Austria. I will be there, and Paulie also.
All right. Yeah, Paulie's gonna be there again. It's the only show he does.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, only show for now. Only show.
So it was nice to was here at your podcast. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. All right, we'll talk to the rest of you guys next week. Bye for now.
Oh, you did it.
Bye.
You did it. Bye for now. The show is over.
That's it.
Support on Patreon. High Carbo Podcast.